Hi, I'm Virginia Postrel, the author of The Fabric of Civilization: How Textiles Made the World. This video is one of a series inspired by my book. I hope you'll check them all out and, of course, read the book. Enjoy! Today I've come to the San Gabriel Valley, the center in the Los Angeles area of all things Chinese, including Chinese restaurants. And yes, the one behind me does qualify. To find out how and what it has to do with my rather fancy and perhaps from the 1990s jacket, stay tuned. Xinjiang in northwest China is huge. It's bigger than Texas. It's bigger than Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada combined. But it's only got the population of Florida, which by Chinese standards means it's empty. The reason is geography. Most of Xinjiang is uninhabitable desert, divided into two basins by high mountain ranges. People live in oasis towns on the edge of the deserts. Because of its dry climate, Xinjiang is one of the few places in the world where archaeologists can find well-preserved ancient textiles. During the Middle Ages, it was a major crossroads in what later became known as the Silk Road trade between East and West. Some caravans went north around the desert, others went south. Today, it's a major cotton growing region. But if you've heard of Xinjiang lately, it isn't because of its textile history. Xinjiang is where the Chinese government is persecuting Uyghur Muslims. Uyghurs are being sent to re-education camps where they're given Communist Party indoctrination, taught Mandarin, pressured to renounce their religion, and forced to do factory work. Some Uyghurs are subjected to forced sterilization or abortions. China claims the program is fighting rural poverty. Critics call it cultural genocide. Nowadays, the term Uyghur refers to people throughout Xinjiang who are Muslim and speak a Turkic language. Some Uyghurs look like Afghans, some like Mongols, many like a mixture of the two. In the Middle Ages, the term Uyghur had a narrower meaning. There was a Uyghur kingdom near what is now Mongolia. Its people looked like Mongols, and they were not Muslims. There were Christians, Manichaeans, and Buddhists. Textiles helped make the Uyghurs who they are today. That story starts with this man, Genghis Khan. In 1206, Genghis Khan united the steppe tribes of what is now Mongolia. He called them the people of the felt walls, after the portable structures they used as homes and gathering places. The Mongols did not weave. They were a nomadic people of furs and felt. They made their cloth by matting together wet animal fleeces with friction. But Genghis Khan and his people loved woven textiles. Luxury fabrics were some of their favorite loot. They particularly prized a golden fabric called nasij that was made in the Muslim lands far away to the west. Nasij was a brocade, like my jacket. That means it combined a regular structural fabric, the background, like the black on my jacket, with a pattern that was created by selecting specific threads, like the silver. Only instead of polyester, Nasij weavers used fine silk for the background and real gold threads for the pattern. And instead of computerized looms automatically selecting the right threads for the pattern, they had to do it by hand, which was an incredibly finicky and time-consuming process. Cloth of gold was a treasure throughout the medieval world, in Europe as well as Asia. It had special resonance for the Mongols, whose religion revered the golden sun. They made nasij into luxurious clothing. Mongol leaders greeted visitors in enormous tents whose white felt walls were lined with the golden cloth. It became so much a part of their image that Europeans began referring to it as Tartar cloth, or cloth of Tartary, using a term for the steppe peoples. The Uyghurs were the first foreign kingdom to submit to Mongol rule. They did weave, and in fact they were famous for their fine silk tapestry, but they didn't make nasij. It came from places much farther to the west. In 1221, the Mongols invaded Afghanistan. There, one of their greatest prizes was the city of Herat, a weaving center famous for its cloth of gold. Nasij was part of the plunder, but the Mongols' greatest booty wasn't the cloth itself. It was the people who knew how to make it. The Mongols captured as many as 1,000 skilled weavers. They took these captives 1,500 miles across Central Asia to the Uyghur capital of Beshbala. There they established a weaving colony to make Nasij closer to the Mongol homeland. Along with their skills, the captive weavers brought their religion, Islam. Beshbala had been a town of Buddhists and Christians, but it soon had a thriving Muslim community as well, seeded by the captive weavers of Herat. Over time, Islam also spread into Xinjiang from the adjacent lands to the south and west. It became the region's dominant faith and a key element of Uyghur identity. For more on how the Mongols' ruthless pursuit of textiles changed the world, see Chapter 6 of The Fabric of Civilization. And for more textile stories, check out my other videos and be sure to read The Fabric of Civilization: How Textiles Made the World.